All right. Well, hello and welcome to the Everyday Tarot podcast, your deep dive into the divine wisdom of the tarot. I'm your host, Camille A. Saunders, healer, tarot reader, and professional witch. And today I'm joined by my guest, Jennifer Billock. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure, I'm Jen. I am the world's only professional cheese fortune teller. And I'm also a journalist and an author and a witch for hire.
Love that. Yes. I feel like a lot of witches are witch for hire, you know.
Especially now that the Etsy crew is like on top of it.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So if you hear this episode and you want to be a guest on the show, I do have an inquiry link linked in the show notes. And if you want to connect with Jen further, they have a Kitchen Witch Substack link to their Tyromancy sessions, and they have a book coming out next year. So I will be asking more about that. But yeah, that's kind of the promotions for now. So yeah, let's get into it. So what is Tyromancy? Tell us about being the world's first cheese reader. I am so intrigued.
Well, I'm far from the world's first. I'm
Okay.
the world's
Professional.
only. Yes.
Okay.
So Tyromancy is telling fortunes with cheese. So basically, I look at the surface of cheese and kind of read it like you would read tea leaves. Um, so for my individual sessions, people get four cheeses. The first three represent the past, present, and the future. And the fourth cheese represents a question, like an answer to a question that they have. So yeah, I read the first three like a three-card tarot spread, and then I answer their question. But far and away, I am not the first because this practice dates back to the 2nd century.
Very cool. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, how did you come to using this method of divination?
So I have been doing divination forever since I was little. I've always been this way, like using sticks and rocks and food and drinks and just anything I could. And so when I was bored during COVID, I Googled weird ways to tell fortunes with food. And I found chiromancy, and I was like, well, I love cheese and I love divination. So this seems like a perfect evolution for me.
Yeah, that's very cool. Okay, so yeah, what's your experience with tarot or oracle cards? Like, what connections do you see? Do you see them? It sounds like some of the structure for your readings are kind of related to tarot, but yeah, I'd love to hear
Yeah.
more about that.
Yeah. So let me tell you about tarot.
Yeah,
I
do
learned to
tell.
read tarot when I was 15, but my brain cannot function to the point where I like remember what every card means.
Yeah.
So even though I've been reading tarot cards for coming up on like 20 years here, I'm still like, I need the book because like, I don't know, it's just some space in my brain that does not exist. It's very strange. But I was inspired by the past, present, future tarot reading that I tend to do for myself and for my friends, uh,
Yeah.
is as a way to kind of bring tyromancy to the masses. So inspired by the type of reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need a book for cheese reading though, which is really nice.
Yeah. Okay. So that's cool. Yeah. So it's more accessible to you, perhaps in
Yeah.
that way. Okay. So yeah, you shared in the inquiry that I asked about what your favorite tarot deck was. Do you want to tell us about that? I looked it up and was like, wow, this is so colorful. I like that aspect of it.
It it is
Tell
the
me more about
Garbage
that.
Pail Kids Tarot. Oh, yes, my favorite deck is the Garbage Pail Kids Tarot. It is disgusting. It is very bright and colorful. There's lots of snot and puke and entrails and all sorts of things on all the cards. And I love it so much. And it is the most accurate and rudest tarot deck I've ever used.
Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, it rides that line, which is always fun. Like, ooh, it's so accurate. Okay. And do I love it? Do I hate it? Is it both?
Yeah.
That's
I'm a
very cool.
blunt person, so
Yeah.
when my tarot cards are being equally blunt, I'm like, all right. And
Yeah.
also,
You're like, thank
it
you.
just seems to kind of vibe with the Garbage Pail Kids. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, that sounds like it's a good method then. So yeah, you also and just now shared that like you use the booklet with tarot. I definitely do too. Yeah, I want to know more about like I feel like I'm like we need to like tell people that that's okay. That that's like not I don't think super abnormal, although I think it's like sort of I don't know. I did a season on like myths about tarot, like oh you can't buy your first tarot deck, you have to be gifted. Like there are all these kind of like gatekeepy
Yeah.
things in tarot community sometimes, and I do feel like the idea that like, oh, you have to know every card and memorize it is part of it. I know for myself, I bought so many books that were like, here's how to do it, here's how to memorize it,
Me
like a
too.
card a day and like do this and like never worked. Like it wasn't until I just kind of like did it all the time and started reading for other people that I was like, oh, okay, I do actually know like a good bit about certain
Yeah.
cards and but I think every deck is different too, and every person's different. So yeah, I still like to look at the book and then sometimes I'll go off and on a tangent or about something that's coming to mind. But
Yeah,
yeah, I just
no,
wanted to
I'm
kind
the
of
same way. I'm the
yeah,
same way. Like I bought the like here's how to read tarot, the best way to read tarot. I
yeah.
even downloaded an app on my phone that was like what did it called itself? What's the language app with the owl?
Oh, like Duolingo?
Yeah, it called
Yeah.
itself Duolingo for tarot and I was like,
Mm.
"Oh, that sounds good."
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've bought my first tarot deck. I've bought almost
Yeah,
all of my
me
tarot
too.
decks. I don't find any problem with that. And I feel a little bit like ooh, saying that I still still use the book, but like I'm sorry, like I'm middle-aged. I need it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I don't know, like I'm a therapist and to me it's like very important to like not gatekeep. Like I think about diagnosis. Like, yeah, I have a giant book that tells you about diagnosis, but that doesn't mean and like I have my own ideas, but like to me it's very important to sometimes share with clients like this is what it says. Like, what do you think about how
Hmm.
that you relate to that or not. Like it's not like I have like yeah, in that sense it feels like I it's not that I feel like I have magical powers, it's that I observe and I see patterns and then I refer to the book. And to me it
Yeah.
feels similar for tarot. Like I think anyone could read tarot if they want to, and that's like important to me. I've realized it's like, oh, not everyone feels that way. Um
Yeah, I
that
agree. And I mean, even like just the way the cards interact with each other is going to be different for each person. So like I what I what I typically do is do the layout and look up the cards and like I talk about how the cards themselves interact and then I kind of translate it into something that that person might understand a little bit more. So
yeah.
there is an aspect of looking at the book, but then also an aspect of interpretation. And I do know like I could probably not use the book if I tried.
Yeah.
Like I know when someone is reading my tarot if they're getting the card wrong, if like that's not what the death card means, that's
Yeah.
not what the hangman means. Like I know what that stuff I know a lot of stuff, but it's maybe it's a like a safety blanket for me to still use the book.
Yeah, I definitely felt that way as a kid. I like took piano or other things where it was like they told me, you know, if you perform, you're supposed to be off book. And it was like, well, I kind of am, but I'm scared.
Yeah.
So I would have it in front of me and then I normally wouldn't look at it, but it was just like, no, I can't. I can't let that go for now. And I think, yeah, sometimes the booklet is helpful in that
Yeah.
way. And I always think like the art is what I love about tarot too. It's like getting a encapsulation of someone's artistic style, like in so many tiny images that I'm like, yeah, the art is different for every deck, and so there's different vibes. And yeah, the death card looks different in one deck than another, and it might give me different ideas, and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
And the with the Garbage Pail Kids tarot, every card has a character on it and every character has a name. So that
Okay, well,
names
that's
in the
cool.
book, I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I like when decks kind of like rename or like I like when people take like ownership in that way of like, yeah, okay, but like I have a deck where they like rename all these sort of like masculine characters to feminine ones or
Yeah. Is that the
yeah.
feminist tarot, that one?
Um It's the Goddess of Love tarot,
Okay.
the one that I was thinking of there. But yeah, and then I have some other decks where they kind of rename like the court cards parts, or some where they change like all the suits. I have
Yeah. I
that
mean,
too.
I think I've got like 20 decks on the shelf behind me over
Yeah.
here. And
Oh
they
yeah.
all like they're all different and unique in their own way.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I do love that about having a tarot podcast. I have great excuses to buy more decks. Although most of my recent ones have been Oracle, I've been getting more into
yeah, I
kind
think
of being able to branch out in that way and have different structure.
I don't know if it's like a shift in the astrology or something, but I'm getting real into
Mm,
Oracle decks lately too. Like I
yeah.
got one that's like spooky circus themed and like oh, I have the literary witches oracle right there. I've
Oh,
got
that's cool.
an oracle deck of Edward Gorey characters. Like it's neat. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, and there's just so many decks, right? Like
Mhm.
yeah, you could probably get a different deck for every day of the year and there would still be more.
Probably.
There would still be more, which that's kind of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay. So yeah, so you have an upcoming book. What is that about? Is it about you being a professional tyromancer? Tell us more about
Yes. So the book is about tyromancy. It's going to be separated into two sections. And the first section is about the history of tyromancy and some of my experiences and also like weird little facts about cheese and magic. And then the second half of the book breaks down 30 different cheeses and talks about how you can use each of them for a single cheese reading. And then it includes more anecdotes from my personal readings and then also readings that I've done with cheesemakers and cheesemongers.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
very cool.
I'm
I
really
love that.
excited about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like that you said, right, bringing this like to the masses, sort of like, yeah, there's all these different ways to do divination, and here's one of them that you might not have heard about before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, do you identify as a witch? How do you
Do.
identify? You
Yeah,
do.
I
I saw
do.
your Substack was kitchen witch.
Yeah.
So is that like part of the identity as a kitchen witch there? Kind of. Okay.
So
Okay.
the reason for the name Kitchen Witch was that the newsletter is about the intersection of food and witchcraft, so it made
Okay.
logical sense to me. But
Yeah.
I do find that like if I'm not doing some sort of like candle type spell, I'm generally using food or
Yeah.
beverages or some spices or something like that. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's kind of, yeah. So what kind of other magical practices do you like to do, perhaps other than divination? So some candle magic, you shared that.
Yeah, I do spells with candles and string and all sorts of things, whatever I have on hand. I got this book once called The Supermarket Sorceress.
Ooh,
It
that
was
sounds
about,
good.
yeah, it's great. It was about doing spells on a limited budget. So I love it. So I do that.
Yeah.
And then I do tarot readings, oracle cards, I do tea leaf reading, I do all sorts of divination, and then I do one of the things I really enjoy doing that I don't do as much as I would like is spiritual consultations where
Okay.
excuse me, where people will come to me and tell me I'm having this problem, like what would you think would be a good route for me to go as far as like doing a spell for this or doing like an incantation or a mantra or something like that, and then I can talk them through it, and it's kind of like therapy in a way.
Yeah,
But with
yeah.
a witchy bend.
Kind yeah, it's like yeah, consulting or the witch for hire aspect
Mhm.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, of saying like, okay, yeah, let's like match the thing to what you're
Hmm.
looking for.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Oh, and I also know a fair amount about astrology. I did write an astrology book about
Mm,
retrogrades and how to manage the retrograde energy. So, and I used to be a
okay.
ghost hunter. So there's all this.
Okay. So yeah, you've been deep in the occultism for a while, sounds
Forever.
like,
I've
yeah.
forever.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, earlier you mentioned as part of your bio, like journalist. So what did that look like? Were you writing about any of these things or
I do
writing about other
now.
stuff? Okay.
I didn't very much in the past just because it wasn't something I was super comfortable with. Like
Yeah.
I feel like at this point I'm more comfortable with how I do things and the beliefs that I have, that I'm more able to write about them. And for me, I think that came with age because my beliefs haven't necessarily changed as
Mm,
far as like
yeah.
spirituality, but it came more with age that I was more willing to be like, this is me and this is what I think. So when I started writing journalism, it was because I had really bad wanderlust and I was also broke. And I was like, what can I do where I can travel and get paid for it?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I decided, all right, I'll be a travel writer. And so I basically manifested it, you know.
That's cool. Yeah. What are some of the places you got to travel to that you enjoyed?
Oh, I loved Antarctica, Greenland,
Gosh.
Iceland. I've been to 50 something countries, so I pretty much loved almost all of them, except I really don't like London.
Okay.
No
Yeah.
offense to people who love London. I just have never enjoyed myself in London.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And my niece, I took my niece to London and Paris, and she was the same as me. We were in London for a day, and she's like, "What now?" And I'm like, "I don't
That's
know.
funny.
What do you want to do?"
Yeah. Yeah, I've not really been to the UK at all. I've been to a lot of European countries and some South America, but
Yeah.
that one has escaped me so thus far. Yeah.
We hope you get to the Faroe Islands. They're incredible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that would be very cool. I want to go to Scotland too.
I
Go to
want to go to more of Scotland
Islands.
than just the Shetland Islands, which is where I've been. So,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So what is your, okay, you told me off podcast earlier, but that you're recording lots of podcasts with other folks this week. What does your day to day look like these days? And maybe it's different all the time. And that's okay
yeah,
too. But
it varies from week to week, but usually it's about 50% writing and 50% like doing divination for people. She's the majority of it right now, just because it's so fun and delicious and cool. So yeah, I think any given day I'm spending part of my time researching or writing, and then part of my time like either meeting someone at the cheese shop or doing a virtual reading, that kind of thing.
okay. So you do some in person. What happens if you meet someone at the cheese shop? Is that to chat with them? Is that, are you doing readings
So
there?
at the cheese shop, I'm doing in-person readings. Sorry
Okay.
if you can hear the dog barking. Yeah, so at the cheese shop, I do in-person readings. I also do virtual readings though, and I just have people send me pictures of their cheese beforehand. Um, and then I do like for both, I do like a presentation about the history of cheese and magic and the history of tyromancy. And then I do a four cheese reading for everybody. So
Very cool.
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so if people are local or virtual, they can get cheese readings from you.
Yeah, so the virtual readings kind of work the same way as in person, except I'm looking at like I share my screen so they can see the pictures of their cheese. You'll see. We'll do it for you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they
You
can
all
see
will get to see.
pictures of
It will be good.
cheese. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So when did you feel like you moved into like, oh, I want to do this professionally, do professional divination in this way or tyromancy?
I think it was when I realized people would pay me to do it.
Yeah. And you were like, yeah, they're gonna pay me to think about cheese.
Yeah, because when I first learned about it, I was like, oh, this could be really fun to learn how to do. And so then I taught myself how to do it and I did a bunch of research about it. And then I was telling some friends about it and they were like, oh my God, can we do a workshop with you? And I'm like, yes, you can.
Yeah.
So it's kind of ballooned from there.
Okay. Yeah. 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 How long ago was that that you were like, okay, this is people are gonna pay me to do this?
I think it was in 2020,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
cool. So it's been, yeah, it's been a bit now.
Yeah, it's
Feeling
been a
like,
while.
yeah,
I'm
I
enjoying
guess,
it. It's really fun.
yeah, yeah, that's good. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. What makes you, you talked earlier about kind of wanting to do like spiritual consultations. Do you feel like that's a need that you don't see people like filling? Is that like, oh, that seems really fun and just kind of like an add-on to doing professional divination or?
Both. I think that there are a lot
Yeah.
of people with a lot of questions about not just their lives, but how their lives and their choices can integrate into the world
Mhm.
of witchcraft.
Yeah.
That I think it's interesting to talk to them about it. Um, and so like I kind of blend all of my practices together for that. So
Hmm.
I will do the spiritual counseling, and like if I think you need an astrology reading, I'll do that. If I think you need a cheese reading or other sort of divination, I'll do that. I'll print up little like, well, not now our printer's broken, but I'll print
In
up little,
theory.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
in theory, I will print up like little cheat sheets for you on certain things about like astrology or like correspondences or things like that. So I really enjoy doing it, mostly because I have a lot of opinions.
Well, it's always great to get paid for your opinions, right? When you're
Right?
like, yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
people want this. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a more holistic way of looking at things instead of just doing a divination session or just doing a
Yeah.
spell, because it's giving you more insight and more background, more kind of that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, it's kind of like tailored to like what you know and then what you can bring like
Hmm.
to the clients in that
Yeah,
way.
exactly.
Yeah. And I feel like, at least in my like circles, I feel like holistic care in any capacity, whether that's like healthcare or other things, is becoming more like normal. Or just being like, oh yeah, that sounds nice to be able to
Yeah.
go somewhere and kind of present like my problems or kind of what I want help with. And then for the experts to like sort of tell me like, okay, here's what I think we should do.
Yeah, I think as a whole, like as a society, we're maybe getting tired of being like, here are the problems that I'm having, and then someone being like, okay, well, your issue is this. It has nothing
Yeah.
else to do. Like, and it's just like, but you didn't look at me like as a whole. You know? So,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
maybe
And I
that
think it,
comes from being a woman and having many doctors tell me this gives
yeah.
anxiety.
I know. It's like I don't want to rant too much about healthcare, but yeah, I definitely, yeah, anyone that's interacted with the healthcare system in that way, especially as a woman, is like, oh yeah, I'm familiar.
Yeah.
With the like, oh, we don't do that here. Like, I gotta refer you to somewhere else that takes
Hmm.
months to get into. Um, yeah. Okay. Well, I've asked all my questions that I have. Do you want to get into the cheese reading?
Yeah, hold on
Okay.
a second. Let me
Sure.
just see if there's anything I wanted to talk about that I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, you've been doing a lot on the background here. What?
Making notes for myself and my
Perfect.
podcast editor that helps with my show notes. So,
I love it.
yeah.
Okay, so let's do your reading. So
Okay.
I have two cheeses from you. You can either do a present and future reading or a future reading and the answer to a question that you have.
Mm, okay. Let's do the first option, which I
The
now
present and
don't have.
future.
Yeah, that sounds
Okay.
great.
All right. And so then you have two cheeses. One of them is a more square and one of them is more of an arc.
Mhm.
Which one would you like to be your present?
The square, I think.
I'm gonna share my screen so you can see what I'm looking at. Requested.
Wow. Okay.
Beautiful. All right. Can you see that? The picture of the cheese?
Yes,
Okay. Can you see the sidebar here? So like both cheeses?
I can.
Oh, perfect. Okay. All right. So this is the one you want for your present?
Yes.
All right. Oop, too far, too far. All right. So the first thing I see is that I'm just going to follow around with my mouse so you can see what I'm looking at. The foundation line is looking pretty good. That's all the way around the cheese. And that tends to mean that you're feeling or that you have a lot of inner strength, a lot of inner wisdom. There's some comfort level with where you are in life right now and that kind of thing. I do see right here,
Mhm.
there's some chunky bits a little bit.
Yeah.
And so that represents something that you're second guessing yourself about, which is interesting to me because you have this really nice journey line here,
Yeah.
but it's going like really nice and then it kind of nosedives right here, right where it
Yeah, like in the
ends up
same
with
spot.
the, yeah, with the second guessing yourself. Um, so first thing I want you to know with this cheese is that it really does seem like you're on a good path forward. So try to listen more to your intuition instead of second guessing yourself, which I know is really easy to say and
Yeah.
oftentimes very
It always
difficult to
sounds
do.
yeah.
It sounds great, right? But I don't think there's any need for you to second guess yourself on this particular journey that you're on because your foundation line looks so good and your journey line is so strong. I do see it's like a stethoscope right here.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see the box that I'm making with my
Yeah.
mouse? Okay,
Yep.
great. So the stethoscope in here, it's right across the journey line. So this is an indication that there might be some health situation coming up. So just pay a little bit more attention to what's happening in your body and in your mind, and think about getting things, not like waiting forever to get
Okay.
checked out. It doesn't look like you're about to die or anything, so don't worry
Great.
about
Okay.
that. It's just, it's something that is coming up for you that you should be aware of.
Okay.
Let's see. Here, if you look at the dots, it kind of makes an outline of a flower. So like here's the
Mm-hmm.
stem, here's the top of the flower, and there's a little leaf right here. And I really like that for you. That is love and happiness and having a companion, like companionship in your life. And it signifies growth as well. So as you're going along on this journey, as you're learning things from whatever this stethoscope is, and as you're kind of figuring out why you might be second guessing yourself, it's helping you to grow as a person, which is really nice. So
Yeah.
I think this is a cheese that shows that you know how to take things that come up on your path and pull them in and learn from them and learn from and add that knowledge into your foundation, even if it's something that you might be second guessing yourself about, or
Yeah.
something where you're like, oh my God, my trajectory has just changed. Like it seems like you're aware that all of this stuff is an opportunity for learning. No,
Yeah.
one more thing in here. I just want to make sure it's not like a mark on my screen. Okay. So I'm looking here.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a scorpion in here. So like here's the
Mm.
body, here's the little pincher
Yeah.
things. I don't feel like I can't remember what a scorpion looks like. Anyway, but the tail is up. And that also, the tail lines up with you second guessing yourself.
Mm.
So this is a situation where the second guessing is maybe coming because you're overthinking something.
Okay.
So, and that's kind of the scorpion kind of stabbing itself with the tail, stinging itself with the tail.
Mm.
It's just that you might be overthinking it and getting in your own way a little bit. So I would suggest doing some kind of centering activities. Maybe get a massage, maybe do some meditation, if any of
Yeah.
that's your vibe. So something like that. And I think it'll help you get past the questions that you might have.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That
Do you have
does.
any questions on your present cheese?
Mm. Yeah, I guess when I think about the present and right, you're talking about potentially this kind of like medical thing coming up. How
Mhm.
should I think about like the timing of it? Is it kind of like, okay, this is everything that's coming up soon, or
So
trying to think like how present is the present?
no, that makes sense. So
Yeah.
I kind of explain this in a way that relates it to tea leaf reading. So if you're tea
Hmm.
leaf reading, like at a certain point, like I think it's the bottom of the cup, it's more most recent, and then the further up it gets the side of the cup,
Hmm.
the longer it
Okay.
takes. So if you look at your journey line here,
Hmm.
this stethoscope is on like the further end of the journey line if we're
Yeah.
like reading it from left to right. So typically something like that is in the next like 2 to 3 months. For
Okay.
you though, I'm getting
Yeah.
6 months. Like something is
Hmm.
in my head saying tell her 6 months.
Okay.
So we're thinking 6 months for this.
Yeah. Okay. Follow up. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Any
Okay.
other questions about this cheese?
I don't think so.
All right, let's look at your future cheese. Okay, so future you, still second guessing yourself right
Mm.
here. It's not as bad as it was on the other one, so that's
Okay.
great. So you've
Okay.
made some
Making progress.
progress.
Yeah.
Yeah. The foundation lines here, especially along the rind, are really nice. It's very thick. Like you see how the darker part
Mm.
goes further into the cheese this
Yeah.
time? That's really great. That is even more of a sense of stability for you and a sense of knowing who you are and where you are and what you want to do, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You do have down here these wavy lines. This is all like knowledge lines. So that is indicating the knowledge like coming into your brain.
Okay.
And I think the second guessing here is you maybe learning something that you weren't expecting, and it might impact how you feel about something. It might impact one of your values or one of your beliefs. So
Okay.
I don't want you to be concerned when that happens. I think that's just a natural part of aging and growing and learning.
Yeah.
So be open-minded when this comes up for you. Um, it should be fine. Like your foundation on the other side still looks great. You do have this little like butterfly kite shape
Okay.
here. So again, it's transformation happening through learning. And even though you're second guessing yourself, you're still, you know, learning from it. You're still stuck with the knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, you have your intuition is right here, which I really like. It's that little thing right there.
Hmm.
Um, do you live in a city or do you live in the suburbs?
I live rural, actually,
Rural.
like on a bunch of acres of land.
Okay. I feel like you need to go into the city.
Okay.
Like just take a weekend to go into the city and just kind of spend some time there and see how that affects the way that you are feeling or the way that you're acting in your life. And it's just like something I'm saying, like just a small like weekend trip. Like it does not have to be like
Okay.
I'm going to live in Portland
Yeah.
downtown for a year. Like no, just take a weekend trip. And I think that's going to help kind of shift something for you
Mm.
in the sense that it's going to make you open up more to something that's waiting for you. No, I'm not saying you're not open to things. I'm not saying that you're closed-minded or anything. It's just something that is going to kind of help push you along. Um,
Yeah. I
so
feel that
okay.
right now. Yeah. I'm like, oh, I feel like I know what that's about. Of like
Okay,
some
good.
community or I've like recently moved rural. So
Hmm.
I've like settled into my home space and now I'm like, oh, let's like who's out there? Like who I'm gonna planning to go to town this weekend and so kind of thinking about like, yeah, what places would I want to visit or like connect with people in a
Yeah.
different way. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. That's great because I'm seeing there's a little bit of like a lack of feeling like you're part of a community right now.
Yeah.
So, or well, you will be in the future. Sometimes the
Right,
two
right.
just
This for the
blend
future.
together,
Yeah.
you know? So just if that feeling gets really strong that you feel like you're missing that community aspect, like go into the city, like just spend a
Okay.
weekend where there's more population.
Yeah.
Um, and then the other thing I'm seeing here is this pair of eyes right here.
Mm.
And so the way that this is set on the cheese tends to represent a spirit guide. And so that's a person or a
Okay.
creature that passed on that's watching over you, helping make sure you're making good decisions, feeling good about yourself. I get the feeling that sometimes you get this insight in your mind and you just kind of brush it away.
Mm.
Not like you're not listening to it, but you are kind of jumping to a conclusion about what it's wanting to tell you. And you're just like, no, 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 I get it. It's fine. So just
Yeah.
try to spend a little bit more time leaning into the spirit guide vibes and the things that pop up in your head when you think that nobody's listening. You know what
Okay.
I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and then let's see if there's anything else in this one. Let me zoom in a little bit just in case. Okay, go away, Zoom bar. Thank you. Oh, that was weak. There we go. All right. And then the only other thing I see here is this like shape of a person with
Hmm.
their mouth. They're like eating something. And so like here's the head, here's an
Yeah.
eye, and here's the mouth. It's like a happy eating. And excuse me. And this kind of looks like a chunky baby carrot with a little a little
Yeah.
green spritz on top, right? So this is really representative of you finding something new and wanting to take it in. And I think that makes a lot of sense if down here you're like finding out something that might change your trajectory or
Yeah.
change your thoughts on something. So it's just another reminder to be open-minded and to remember that knowledge, whether you agree with it or not, or want to pursue it or not, is nourishment.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. Any questions on this cheese?
I don't think so.
Okay,
That all felt pretty clear.
cool. All
Yeah.
right. Well, I'll stop sharing.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's how it works.
Cool. Yeah. I'm curious, as you were doing that, I was thinking about like, do you have certain cheeses that you like to use? If you are choosing, I guess when you're maybe people are coming into the cheese shop, how does that work? Like, do you have preferred cheeses or is it just kind of whatever
Kind
the
of.
clientele like
Yeah.
chooses? Okay.
Kind of. So if I'm reading for someone who's picking out their own cheese, I generally tell them to get what you like to eat because I can
Yeah.
pretty much use any cheese as long as like if it's really clean. I tend to have my flashlight out and I'm like looking for
Yeah.
shadows, or I tell them to break it and I look at the ridges, that kind of thing. Um, but if I'm picking the cheese, I'm generally trying to get choices where there's a range of flavors that people might enjoy. So
Yeah.
I go at it more from a, are you going to want to eat this instead
Yeah.
of, is this going to be like a great cheese for you? There will occasionally be a reading where I'm like, okay, I definitely need this specific cheese for
Mm.
this person. And that's just a vibe that I get sometimes. But
Yeah.
typically, like I'll have one blue cheese, I'll have a cheddar, I'll have a manchego, and then the fourth wild card for whatever looks good in the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah,
So
it's
kind of
pretty
like a variety.
yeah, it's pretty variable. I can even use like cream cheese or crumbled cheese. I can use
Yeah, I was
bacon
curious
cheese.
about like
Like yeah,
not aged cheeses. Like, yeah.
yeah,
Okay. So
yeah.
you're
All
cheese
cheeses work.
versatile. Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
When I first started, I thought it had to be like blue cheese or Swiss cheese. And so
Okay.
the reading I did, it was like bring blue cheese and Swiss cheese. And the problem for me is that I hate those cheeses.
Yeah, they're both kind of like, yeah, strong in
Yeah.
different ways.
And I'm not very good at like concealing my facial expressions.
When you're
So
like staring at the cheese and you're
yeah.
like, oh
So
God, it
people
smells
would
so
like
strong.
I get real close to their blue cheese and my face is just like, oh my God. And
Yeah.
they're like, oh no, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing, nothing. It's just your cheese is gross.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I get like so if people come in and they're choosing cheeses, you're like choose cheeses you like. I assuming they're going home and eating these cheeses after you do a
Yeah.
reading. So
Yeah.
there's a temporal aspect to your readings where I
Yeah.
guess they go away in that way. Like tea leaves.
Yeah,
But yeah, I
exactly.
was
I
just
mean,
thinking
like
about that.
you can record the reading, you could take pictures of the reading. I give
Yeah.
everyone a sheet to take notes on if they want to take notes, but ultimately it's fleeting.
Yeah.
And it doesn't change the reading at all. Like people are like, if I eat this, will it make it come true? You know, like when you snuff
Oh,
out a candle
yeah,
or
okay.
something. I'm like, no, if you eat it, you just get to eat cheese.
Right.
Like, and
It's
that's
like no.
particularly like the way that I do the reading. So
Okay.
if there were some other tyromancer in the world who could tell me like if they do it a different way, that would be
Yeah.
awesome.
Okay.
Yeah,
So send you an email if someone has
please do. A lot of
helpful
people ask if
feedback.
they can be my apprentice.
Yeah. They're like, can I eat cheese with that?
Maybe I'll put together a course, a cheese reading course.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be pretty cool. I mean, yeah, I imagine your book will kind of do that for people in a different way.
Well, and that's the plan. And my
Yeah.
presentation also has a part that's like, here's how you can do this for yourself if I'm
Yeah.
not leading you through a reading. But I find a lot of people are too nervous or too like
Yeah. I was
hesitant
gonna say,
to
I
do
imagine they
it.
second guess themselves themselves
Yeah, they
in
do.
that
They do.
way.
They second
Yeah.
guess themselves. And like sometimes I'll point something out in a piece of cheese and they're like, I thought I saw that, but then I thought, no, you don't. And I'm like,
Mm,
listen to yourself, please.
yeah.
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 So
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, do you want me to pull any tarot cards to add to our experience, or
sure.
are you feeling okay? I'm probably gonna grab my herb crafting deck because that's my
Oh,
most kitchen witchy deck. Since
that
I have
sounds awesome.
plants, so I'm gonna grab that.
Fantastic. And I don't care if you use the book.
Okay, great, because I will use the book in this one. I like this one because it has like at the bottom of for each in the booklet, it will tell you like how to craft with this. Like, do you want
Oh,
to eat it? Like, do you
yeah.
want to like make a wreath? Like, do you want to
I love that.
like different
Okay,
ways to interact with it, which is cool.
let's do this. Let's you pull a card for me from that deck, and I'll pull
Okay,
you one from the Garbage Pail Kids.
perfect.
Okay, let me get it.
Just gonna shuffle a little bit.
For sure. I was doing my Garbage Pail Kids tarot, and I pulled a card that was like, relax and listen to yourself. And I'm like, whatever. And so I was like, don't judge me. And so I shuffled it again and pulled another card. It was the same card. I was like,
You're like, okay, fine, I hear
so
you.
mean.
That's funny. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do love how tarot will just like slap you across the face with
Yeah.
like,
Just likes to call you out.
yes, for sure. Okay.
Almost done shuffling.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready. I pulled mine for you already. And I don't think I've ever pulled this card, so
That's fun.
it's fun.
All right, I've got a card for you.
Okay.
You could go first.
Okay. I pulled the curandera of fire, which is the Damiana plant Turnera diffusa. I'll show you up here. So like a
Oh, what a pretty
very, I
card.
don't know, like a very like grandmother is like what I think when I like kind of look at it. And curandera is like the Spanish word for healer, I believe. So this would be like the king of fire wands in a traditional tarot deck.
Okay.
Let's see. It says, love yourself. Old ain't dead. Indulge yourself with sensual bliss and come home to pleasure, power, and passion. It says, you defy conventional norms. This card remains whole unto herself, wild and free. She's a champion of female sexual power, understands the importance of self-love rituals. It says, just as the plant Damiana ignites passion, she adores the power of human desire and welcomes sensuality of all kinds. She knows a passionate life comes from living what you love. Thus, she honors her creative cauldron with luxurious ceremony. She says, delight in yourself. People are drawn to her vivacious personality. Her counsel brings pleasure and inspires direct action. It says if you want to craft with the Curandera of Fire or Damiana, you can restore exhausted dreams and pleasures, make Damiana incense to awaken your senses. You can honor your inner power by building a self-love altar and create a ceremony with that, or you can make Damiana chocolate liqueur. Share it with
Ooh,
a lover or keep it to yourself. That's very cool. I'll show
that's
you.
a cool card. I
Yeah.
think it's really appropriate to me.
Yeah, I was even getting like, oh, this is like cheese vibes. Like it's just like, oh yeah, lean into it and like indulge and kind of like enjoy
Yeah,
what's out there.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. The card I drew for you is the Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, okay, okay.
So here's the card. The
Oh,
character's name
nice.
is Twist of Fate Kate.
Nice. Okay.
And it says, as Twist of Fate Kate knows all too well, fate and fortune always seem to step in and shake things up when you least expect it, which really aligns with your cheese reading.
Yeah, right. That like there's something coming.
Yeah, it says it represents surprising, pivotal moments. Though you like the comfort of feeling like you're in control, luck is ever changing. It's time to admit that some things are simply out of your control. Let the wheel of
Mm.
fortune spin and land where it may. So I think this is a very appropriate card for you based on
Yeah.
the reading that we had.
Yeah. Yeah. And I always think of the Wheel of Fortune as like the game show where it's like you're gonna spin the wheel and like you don't know what you're gonna get. Is it gonna
Yeah,
be good? Is it gonna be not so great? And then kind of
right.
like adapting from there.
Exactly. And so Twist of Fate Kate is not a weird looking character, but there is, if you can see it, this guy down here in the corner picking his nose, and there's
Oh, nice.
all over.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it has like some traditional elements of the Wheel of Fortune card,
Yeah,
like I think the snake and some of the other stuff.
yeah. And then the other side is all like an eyeball and like guts. I
Ooh, nice.
love this deck so much.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah, did you seek it out? Did it find you? Did
It
someone
did
use
find
it?
me.
And
I saw it.
okay.
I was just shopping and shopping, and then I saw it, and I was like, "Oh my God!"
That's it. That's the one.
Yeah, I was like, "I need this deck. I need it right now."
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anything else? Or are you feeling good to go? I feel
Well,
like
thank
yeah.
we're good. I think we covered
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, this was lovely. So yeah, if folks want to connect with you further, there's the Kitchen Witch Substack about with Tyromancy sessions on there. Look for your book coming out next year.
And
Yeah.
I'm Kitchen Witch JB on Instagram, TikTok as well.
Okay. Okay. Great.
Yeah. I'm
And
currently doing
then
on TikTok a partnership of with a snack company in New York, and I'm doing astrological season fortunes and cheese pairings. So
ooh,
look
very
out for
cool.
that if you want.
Okay. Oh yeah, and what was your astrology book called that you said
It's
you
called the Retrograde Guidebook.
okay.
Um, no, I don't have a
I'll
copy of it
just
here.
link it for folks
Okay.
later too,
Yeah,
since we
sounds
talked
good.
about it. Okay. Well, yeah. And then if folks want to be a guest on the show, you can fill out my guest inquiry and perhaps show up here as well. Links for the decks we talk about will be in the show notes if you want to look at them or purchase them. And thanks for joining us today on Everyday Tarot. Just as a reminder, the podcast comes out Monday mornings. You can email me, me@CamilleASaunders.com, with your thoughts, questions, and more. All right, see you soon. Bye bye.